What's poppin'? Brand new whip, just hopped in. I got options, I can pass that bitch like Stockton. Just joshing, I'm spending this holiday locked in. My body got rid of them toxins. Sports in the top 10.
Callin' my bitch, tell her bring me that noggin. Brain real good, she a scholar. I like a thing with low mileage, good brain with no college. Call me the baby, no Tyler. I'm real creative and stylish. F in my denim. I send that hit, make them spin 'em. And I just flew back from LA.
Welcome back to another edition of Diamond in the Rough Sports Talk. For today's special guest, we have the all-purpose tailback, the very talented Mr.Endzone, as I would like to call him, Mr. Jacob Cisneros. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, sir, definitely. Now, as you know, we're in very trying times during this pandemic. Can you tell us how you and your family are holding up thus far?
Thank God none of us have been sick so far. We've all been holding up pretty well. Both my parents kept their jobs, and school's been holding up pretty well. So, on the positive side of it.
That's great, man. Now, tell us, you have a very astonishing statistic, which is 24 touchdowns in 7 games. Can you tell us about your mindset every time you touch the football? And also, is that some type of record? Have you set some type of record by having 24 touchdowns in 7 games?
I'd say my mindset when I touch the ball, it's don't get touched, don't go down. You know, just like beast mode. You know what I mean? Just straight through them. But I know I think it might be a record. It's 25 touchdowns, but I think he had 10 games. So I think the 7-game, 24 touchdown might be a record.
That's incredible.
Thank you.
24 touchdowns. So it just must be like every time you touch the ball, touchdown. Like, oh, Mr. Automatic, we might as well call him Mr. Automatic. Now, one of the things I also appreciate about your game, as I mentioned earlier, you're an all-purpose back. Can you just tell us how important that is to be in today's game of football?
I think it gives our team like a different threat. You know, they put me in the backfield, run the ball. I'm scary there. But also they put me out wide as a wide receiver. And they're planning on stopping the run, and they see me out wide. They're like, oh, like, what do we do here? Like, it kind of gives us more options to score.
Definitely. Now, one play that stuck out to me on your film was, as you mentioned, you were lined up in the slot, and you ran an out and up route. But one of the things I noticed was, as you were running the out route, you kind of threw your hands up like this. So can you talk to us about, you know, the attention to details in your route and how important that is?
I kind of think like these kids, they're high school kids, so they're thinking like, oh, I want to make a big play. So when I break on that route and I look back, put my hands up, I know that corner's thinking like, oh, the ball's coming now. I need to come down fast. And throw my hands up brings him down, and that's when I stick my foot in the ground and then turn up and money touchdown.
Definitely. That's incredible. And you know that the game of football is a game of inches. You know, so just that one little hesitation that the defender does gives you the ability to get past them and leads to a big play.
Exactly.
That's incredible. Now, as you may know, some running backs may prefer a zone type of scheme, or some may also prefer the gap type of scheme. Could you tell us what blocking scheme would you say complements your running style the most?
So we run a pro style offense. It's like pretty typical now, but I like my power runs inside the tackles, but I also have speed. So the outside, it's outside stretch runs. I like those too.
Definitely. So basically, any scheme,
yeah.
I feel like your skill set is perfect for any scheme.
I like to think so. Yes.
Definitely. And your film definitely says so as well. You know, whether it's inside runs, outside runs, that's important, man. One of the guys I think about is that comes to mind with that, who's good at just inside and outside runs. Actually, 2 guys in the NFC South. I think of Alvin Kamara and I think of Christian McCaffrey. Those 2 guys can turn anything, whether it's, like I said, whether it's the zone scheme or the split zone. You may see a gap up front with backside guard and tackle pull. Whatever it is, they can just make yards out of anything. You know, and that's so important. Again, the word versatility comes up again. That's important, and that's great that you have that in your game at such a young age.
Thank you.
Now, do you feel as if, personally, this is your personal opinion, do you feel as if you're underrated?
I think so, yes. Like you said, I have these 24 touchdowns in 7 games. I'm setting records. I think I'm leading the league in all-purpose yards. And I only have like 3 D1 offers. You know, I feel like I'm a little underrated. I feel coaches should take a shot on me, see my film doesn't lie, kind of get away from the statistics, the numbers, stop worrying about like those numbers, you know what I mean? And just see, like, you're a football player. Like, I can trust you. I can give you the ball. 4th and 10. I trust Jacob to get that 10 yards.
Now, you mentioned you would want more coaches to take a chance on you. Could you just tell us, you know, maybe some of the schools that are your dream schools?
I don't want to get too far from home, so I'd probably keep it on the west side, really. But probably San Diego State University, the powerhouse running. You know, I probably one of my dream schools run at.
San Diego State. So that's Rashad Penny. Yeah, I remember. What did you think about Rashad Penny's game? Were you a fan of his, or?
I was. My dad was. He was big on him. He kind of always tell me, like, stay low, see how he explodes, like, kind of watch his feet. Every time he jumps sideways, they're always like one's behind the other when they go. So, like, little attention to things like that. My dad was a big fan. So yeah, I picked up on some things.
All right, yeah, man. They got a really good scheme. Now, I also see that you're a smart individual as well. Could you just express to us how important it is to be a student first before an athlete?
Yeah, like you said, it's called student athlete for a reason. You can't play on Friday nights if you got failing grades. They play hand in hand, and I think it sets a good example for the kids coming up. Like, man, this kid's good at football, but the grades are what we need.
Definitely. Now, I'm pretty sure every kid would say it's his dream to play in the NFL. I'm sure it's the same for you. If you could play for any NFL team, be a running back for any NFL team right now, who would it be and why?
I'm gonna have to stick because I'm a Cowboys fan. I'm gonna just say the Cowboys. But honestly, their O-line, insane. I would love to run behind those big boys and just watch them plow over everybody while I'm just running right by them.
Definitely. Now, for my last question, everyone has some type of artist or music that they listen to that gets them in a zone before games. Could you just highlight some of the different artists that you listen to before games that get you ready to play the game of football?
I usually listen to J. Cole, Drake, NBA YoungBoy. Those probably my top 3.
Definitely. Yeah, YoungBoy. That's, man, here in Louisiana, that's
yeah,
almost everybody's favorite. You know, everybody's a YoungBoy fan.
No, he's nice. New album is cool too.
Who's that? I didn't hear you.
His new album that just came out.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. It seems like, man, it seems like every 2 weeks he's dropping a new album. Like,
I know, and they're all bangers too.
Definitely. Well, that's all the questions I have for you. That'll be the floor is now yours.
Jacob, from studying your film, I noticed your footwork is elite and your change of direction is very elite too, using your hip to go either way you want. What age did you develop that skill? How much throughout the week do you practice on keeping your hips real loose for the games? And what type of drills do you actually do?
I'd say probably when I was like 6, 7 years old, like pee-wee football. My dad would have me sit back like with my knees out and like kind of like keep my hips stretched out. And for footwork, it's a lot like balance, I guess. My dad would have me hold the football on one hand and put my hand on the floor and like spin in circles, switch the ball, and then spin back around. Kind of just help me like whenever I fall, get used to picking myself back up and spinning and taking off again. So that I think that kind of plays a big role in my game. Putting my hand down, keep going for those extra yards.
So I noticed as well, you're very skilled at running routes and your hands is real sticky. And I always see you like you always extend for the ball. Every time it's touch your fingers, it's not touching under your body. It's not, because when I play sports, I always taught when you've been taught to catch the ball like this, or you put your fingers like that to catch the ball, it's gonna land perfect every time. What age did you start running routes, and how are you able to track the ball so good in the air?
I'll probably thank my dad again. When I was younger, we'd try to throw the ball in the backyard, and I was probably like 4 years old, and my mom still tells me to this day, like if I dropped the football, and at like 4 years old again, like dropping a football is not a big deal. But if I dropped the ball, he'd be like, "Oh, I'm done playing with you. Like let's go inside." So like it's always been a big thing, like catch the ball. It's your ball and nobody else's. So I think that's kind of what makes me catch the ball so easily now. And then the route running, I'm sure you guys have heard of Damian Owens. He's a elite receiver in Arizona, and him and we kind of grew up together, ran some routes, and he's has one of the nicest routes I know. So I kind of just picked up after him, and we both play on Tucson Turf Elite Football, 7-on-7 team, nationally ranked. I think we won the national 7-on-7 tournament, I think 2 years ago. And those kids, full of athletes, I kind of pick up on things they do, their footwork, their routes. So I think everywhere I go, I kind of just pick up some things from every person.
What phase of the game do you feel that you are most dangerous at?
I'd say the middle of the game, during the middle of the football game. The beginning, the players, they play like they've been studying my film, obviously, so that they think they know. And I study them, so I'm trying to like figure them out as we go. But once I figure them out, once that little like the first little initial game starts, I already got them figured out, and that's when I explode. Then they can't keep up with me because I keep switching it up. They think they got me figured out, and then I switch it again. So I think after the beginning, middle, end of the game.
I watched this play over and over on your film. I think I don't know how far on your film it was, but you was tossed the ball and you had went one way, you took somebody, you went the other way, you took somebody, and then you went to the end zone. When did you become so elusive, with all your moves and things like that? Do you develop that as you grow into football more, or it just came natural to you with the cone drills?
I think that's one of the natural things I have. My brother's also elusive. I have it. My dad has it. I think it's just something that kind of got brought up with the family gene. Just a lateral quick movement.
So also, I noticed, you're very speedy. Is that God-given speed, or did you play a little practice too as well in your life?
I think I've always been fast. When I was younger, I feel like I was the fastest kid in the world, like everybody else does. But I ran a little bit of track my freshman and sophomore year. Junior year, I didn't get to because of COVID. But yeah, definitely track has helped my form, my leg strength, the long distance. So yeah, I'd say both.
What events did you run?
I ran the 100, 200, and the 4x1.
Okay, you're a sprinter.
Yeah.
So, what are some of your hobbies outside of football?
I also wrestle. I love wrestling. That's probably one of my biggest things. Yeah.
Where the balance come from? Okay.
Yeah. Last year I got third in state for wrestling.
Wow.
Yeah.
So whenever you do go to college, have you been thinking about what would be your academic major at the next level?
I think I'm gonna go into business. That's what my mom and I have been talking about. She's big on school and she thinks that it suits me best, and I agree.
Who was the person that actually introduced you to the sport of football, and when did you take it serious? It was like, football, man, this is me right here. I'm really gonna do football. I'm gonna give it my all, and I ain't gonna stop.
I'd say my dad. My dad was big in football. He was I think he had a few offers in high school. He was a track star, but unfortunately he had me at a young age, so he had to drop out of high school. But he had the passion for it, and he definitely gave me the football bug. It was in me at a young age.
Who is your favorite running back in the NFL?
Right now, I'd say Josh Jacobs. He's nice.
Wow.
Yeah. I definitely I want to do everything like him. He's a quick thinker. He moves fast. He's always downhill. Never lets the first guy tackle him. He's a great running back.
Name a time you was faced with adversity, and how did you overcome it?
I say COVID. We weren't all really promised a season, but a lot of kids kind of took that as like what is there a reason to keep working out, keep making yourself better. I took that as like extra time now. I got more time to make myself stronger, faster, smarter. I used the extra time I had, and instead of kind of sitting back and figuring out what happens, I took advantage of it. And it's paying off this season.
Is there any teams that you're looking forward to playing in the upcoming few weeks?
I really want to play Hamilton. They're number 2 seed right now, and they play number 1 Chandler this Friday. But they have some all-stars on that team. Their defense is stacked, and I would love to put myself against them.
Did you set any goals for yourself this season that you haven't achieved yet?
Before the season, I thought we were gonna have 10 games. So I was saying 30 touchdowns this season and 2,000 all-purpose. But yeah, I'm doing good with the touchdowns with only 8 games. Hopefully, I got 24. If I can pull off 6 this game, that'd be nice. But if not, I think it's still pretty good for 7 games.
For my last question, what is your burning desire?
Win a state championship. I think we have the guys this year. We all grew up together. We all want it. It's a passion. Burning desire definitely to win the state championship.
I like you, Jacob, bro. I like you, bro.
Hey, thank you.
You got the right mentality. You know, that's just so important, man. You know, you see a lot of guys, they're very talented, but they don't have the dog.
Yeah.
You know, they don't have the want to. You know, you have the talent and the want to, and that's gonna go take you very far in life, man. Now, can you touch your social media platforms so the people who view this interview can follow you and keep up with you?
I'm on Twitter, Jacob20 Cisneros, and my Instagram is Jacob Cisneros20. That's what it is. Yeah. Go ahead, give me a follow. I'll follow you guys back. I'm with all my friends, all my fans. Love them all.
Definitely. Oh, man, Jacob, pleasure, man. It's been a
Thanks for having me.
Yes, sir. And man, we thank you for taking time out of your day to spend with Diamond in the Rough Sports Talk. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, this will conclude this episode of Diamond in the Rough Sports Talk. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Hey, thank you guys for having me. For real, that was fun.
Oh yeah, man, definitely. Good luck.
I wish you guys luck.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
We locked in. You know, when you come on Diamond in the Rough Sports Talk, you become family. You part of the family now.
Say less. I'll get the word out. I'll spread you guys' name out. I got you. Thank you for having me, for real.
Appreciate that, brother.
Thank you.
We really do.
I got you. Hey, have a good night. Take care.